major fouls are rams or attempts to ram, holds the opponent, handles the ball, uses arms, or spits. Ramming is defined as when somebody deliberately drives an opponent with or without the ball at a high speed and makes contact, okay? We've all seen it, chairs colliding. Now, there's a difference between two chairs bumping and two chairs colliding, all right? Whoever's going probably at the higher speed is going to be the one called for deliberate ramming. And it could be done from any angle. I mean, from the front, from the side, from the back, all right? And it doesn't matter whether the ball's involved or not. All right, in either way, either the opponent gets rammed and has the ball, or the guy with the ball does the ramming. If a player's sitting still in front here and he's got the ball, he continues to drive at high speed into the guy, who's created the situation? The one with the ball. All right, is causing that situation. He needs to come up and stop short and let the ball continue. Even a non-violent ramming can be called the player who's been rammed loses control. If the player's playing like this, and a player comes up next to him, bumps him, and his hand falls off, and he can't regain control of the chair, because some players can't move their arm up there, the player who bumped him to create that situation is going to be called for, okay? Because now it's taking an advantage away from the player being able to continue to play. Question?
In that previous situation, if a goalie is coming out to stop the ball,
correct,
and the opposing player is still going full speed towards the goalie,
right?
It's a judgment call for the ref.
No, if the goalkeeper stops and the guy continues to run into him, then it's going to be the attacker's fault. If the attacker's coming up and the goalkeeper comes running out at him and makes contact, now it's the goalkeeper's fault for creating that situation. Because the player with possession of the ball has the right to continue playing the ball, all right? And the player who runs up to him shouldn't expect the other guy to have to stop for him. He's the one creating that situation. It's a good question. This player has the ball, and a player comes in here and plays the ball away. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
And now he runs into him. It's going to be a judgment call on the referee's side whether he saw him or not coming in.
But it
Right.
would still be a violation, because then it becomes 2-on-1.
No, well, let's take this player out of the picture. He's not there. Okay? So a player comes in here and plays the ball. If he's playing the ball, he has a right to play the ball. But if he puts himself in a situation where he knows he's going to get rammed by this guy, he's the one that's created the situation, not the guy playing the ball, not the one with possession of the ball. A good indicator for ramming is if the players are shaking in their chairs. If you see players going, bumping in their chair like that, that's a good indicator that they've just got rammed, or maybe did the ramming themselves. Okay? The French word that they use a lot was shock. If there was shock involved, that kind of stuff. So when players are knocked in the chair and then knocked around, and so this is a key phrase here. Chairs are expensive and some of the players are frail, so it's better to err on the side of caution. Now, if two chairs are going side by side and there's a little bit of tire scraping and trading paint, like NASCAR, probably not going to make anything about it, okay? All right, if you see some of the quad rugby chairs back here, they don't mess around. They don't care about this. All right. All right, now let's talk about spin kicks. Spin kicks are an exciting part of the game. You guys are just getting into it. When you watch the French play, it's just amazing to watch the way they move the ball around the field. All right, they move the ball farther and faster, and it's an exciting part of the game. However, it is also a dangerous play because there's a point where you're not seeing what's behind you when you're doing the spin. Okay, so therefore, our judgment is going to be key on that because whoever's creating the dangerous situation on the spin kick is the one we're going to have to sanction. Okay, because it's either the kicker or the person puts himself in the play. So if a kicker begins to spin on the kick and there's nobody in the vicinity, is there a violation?
No.
No, absolutely not. Okay. However, the player who creates the contact should be called for ramming, or if there's no contact, the player who creates a near contact should be called for dangerous play. Let me show you here, for example. All right. So here's a player doing a spin kick. As he starts it, is there anybody near him? No. Now this guy runs up there. He sees the guy starting the spin kick, and he runs up in there anyway. If there's contact made, who's the one guilty for making the contact? He is. All right. Now, if he comes near and almost causes contact, he can still be called for a minor foul, the dangerous play. Remember, dangerous play was a minor foul, and ramming is a major foul. If he comes up there and his contact is ramming, it's a major foul, direct free kick, and if it's a minor foul, it's an indirect free kick. Okay. Now, here's the other situation, though. A player starts a spin kick, and there's already a defender there. Who's creating the situation now? The kicker is. He's the one creating this dangerous situation. So if there's contact made, he's called for ramming. If there's not contact made, he can be called for dangerous play. Does that make sense? Again, we're looking at who's creating the situation. There's a bunch of situations out there, but it depends on who's the one creating. Foot guard to foot guard is fair tackle, all right? Remember I talked about two chairs running along side by side? As long as they're within playing the distance of the ball, all right? The ball's right here and they're going, now you can't do a fair charge on the other side of the court, okay? That's not allowed. But if you both are within playing distance of the ball and you try and go for it and you sort of bumping a little bit on that way, no big deal. Now, if one guy's going like this and the guy, boom, you know, does one of those, no, that's not a fair charge. But coming up next to him and sort of trading some paint, that's okay. As long as I'm not violent, not reckless, and et cetera, okay? And it's got to be foot guard to foot guard.
And as long as you're not attached to each other, because that
Correct.
sometimes happens.
Because sometimes the chairs will click into each other, and now you're dancing the rest of the game.
Yeah.
All right. Now, holding can be away from the ball. That's where the foot guard to foot guard contact takes place, away from the ball. That can be considered holding. I really should flip these two players, make this a red, this a blue. Because now what the red will do is prevent him from helping out or helping the defender going out there. All right, and holding can also though be called, if this player comes into the side of his chair and prevents him from moving forward, that can be considered holding. Remember, foot guard to foot guard, there's no contact between wheels and stuff like that, you can still move forward. And here, if you make contact with the wheels and prevent him from continuing to move forward, that's not considered hold. Just like in the outdoor game, if somebody grabs by his shirt when he's running by, it's the same thing. That's the way we look at it.
Are we allowed to wear shirts?
I wouldn't want to see a shirt, I'll tell you that much. All right, deliberate handling of the ball. All right, in the outdoor game, deliberate handling of the ball means from the fingertips to the shoulder. Deliberate handling in our game means any part of your body, okay? You're supposed to use the foot guard as your foot for the chair. If you put your foot over the top, or you use your hand to knock the ball, or even if you head the ball, okay, that's considered deliberate use or deliberate handling of the ball. All right. Now, if the ball bounces up and hits you in the arm or chest and drops back down again, are we going to say anything? No, it's got to be deliberate. Okay.
Depends
So.
on who paid you, right?
No, okay, maybe not. All right, so if a ball bounces up and heads to your face and you go like this and cover your face and protect yourself, we're not going to call on you because you're protecting yourself, okay? It's got to be deliberate, where you're reaching out and handling or touching the ball. All right, using your arms on the opponent to push, hold, or strike. You know, you grab the guy's shirt, if you're wearing a shirt, or if you reach over and punch him in the arm or punch him somewhere else, or if you're holding, grab his joystick, all right? You can't do that stuff, all right? You got to leave him alone. Keep your hands to yourself. So now let's talk about the restarts for a minor foul or a technical infringement. The restart's an indirect free kick at the spot of the infraction, or for a major foul, it's a direct free kick. All right, and the location is the spot of the infringement, except if it's in the goal area. And we talked about the indirect free kick. Remember, you take the top of the area, but if it's a major foul, then it's going to be a penalty kick, and it's also going to be changed position.